Hi, welcome to my living room corner. My name is Bobby Sinatra. I appreciate you letting me have your ear for a few minutes. If you stay, if you go, thanks for at least peeking in. I want to do, no, not exactly. This isn't exactly something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've wanted to work in entertainment, or at least I thought working in entertainment would be something that would be pretty cool to do since I was a little kid. Growing up on classic things I don't even want to throw my hat into that sort of ring right now. But my point is, I grew up rough. It wasn't always fun, but here we are. I'm alive. I'm a human being. I'm real. I exist. I'm made of flesh and blood, skin and bone. I'm by no means perfect. But laughing and things like that, and escapes and cartoons, they got a young man through the tough days. I'm keeping that. Oh my goodness, pardon me. This is a really rough edit too. It says 60 frames in 4K. I'm not gonna sit here and make a claim one way or the other. I don't know if I buy that, but I didn't want to do this. I don't have like a professional camera. Let me put that out there and be honest with you. I'm recording this on a cell phone. I'm past 2 minutes, right? Yeah, I can say fuck. Jesus Christ, it's tough. Sometimes I don't know. They're just all my curse words are always at the top of my writer's toolbox, I guess. At any rate, I'm a regular fucking guy, man. I got a job. I'm a chef. I go to work way too many hours a fucking week to pay way too much money to live somewhere with lights and internet and first world luxuries and amenities and things like that. Running water, fresh, clean. That is fresh and clean. That's good enough, right? Running water that is fresh and clean. You can start there. Let's start there. Big J Main fan, love that guy. If you happen to see this, J Main, if you see this, bro, I'm right here. Look, I don't know how YouTube's DM works, but I can figure it out, right? This is I think I already said this, right? This is my first time doing this, so I'm a little nervous. You know what I mean? I'm not too comfortable in front of the camera yet, but it's social media, it's the internet, and in this day and age, I think that's a little overblown. That's why I'm here. That's why I want to try doing this on YouTube. I'm burnt out, which is a phrase that's burnt out. I'm burnt out on Instagram and Snapchat, and I never really liked Twitter. And then when that one guy, whatever his name is, bought it, and he turned it into X. I wasn't really a huge fan of that either. I was even less of a fan of it than I already was. So I think that YouTube as a social media, I got notes right here that I jotted down from a random blank page that was ripped out of one of my fucking journals. Because this is just, I keep psyching myself out of this, and right here, right now, I'm feeling like this is, at some point, something's got to give. It's got to, a fuck it's got to be thrown. You got to make a move. Should I get off the pot at some point? This is something I want to try. I think there's potential in it. And right now, I'm not sure. I think trying something like this is in a way a microcosm or a reflection or a macrocosm. I don't know, of myself. It's got something to do with me, because I think that I also have a lot of potential. I just don't really know what to do with myself yet right now. I'm kind of coming off of I'm reaching a calm. It's been a turbulent last like 6 or 7 years. Maybe 7 or 8. If I sit here thinking about it, I'll just keep going further back. It's been, we'll call it a decade. It's been a rough decade. But like I said, we're alive. We survived. We made it. We're survivors. We live to fight another day. And with surviving comes adapting and overcoming. And you got to try new things and come up with new ideas. And this isn't exactly a new idea by any means. But I believe in its potential for. It is an idea that I believe particularly in the potential and success of. The potential success of. I'm talking like I'm just learned English yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm not usually like this. I'm a little nervous. That's like probably the 3rd time I've told you I'm nervous. On a date, kind of nervous. But I just have a couple ideas for this sort of thing. Like, I don't necessarily want to take this in some sort of traditional route. Maybe streaming. I play video games. I like playing video games. I don't know how to fucking properly record or stream any of that shit. I don't even know how to edit videos, dog. Like, I'm planning on posting this on the internet completely raw. Because I think it's worth a shot. This is what I'm going to call, title drop, a message in a bottle. Hopefully there more comes out of this. I know obviously it all takes like dedication and things like that and the development, which of course I have a roadmap, a potential roadmap for that. I'm working on it. Things are up in the air. Things are in progress. This is some form of art, some form of digital art. So that being said, I don't necessarily want to. My goal is an influence. That there's no, I'm some fucking guy. If anything, I want to be a positive and an optimistic influence, and in a place, in a community, and be a part of a community that I think's really fallen far from. Well, maybe. I've been a chronically online individual since my youth. I was raised by the internet. I'm a '98 baby, so it's like I'm right there on the cusp. I do have siblings and cousins that are older and younger than me and stuff, so I've got different perspectives on life, and I've absorbed different opinions and things like that from different angles. But I kind of got like too late for the internet to be something still simple to understand. And I mean, like, I'm a child, so, and then too soon for me to really understand its potential. Or at least, like, I was just you know what I mean? I was just a fucking kid a lot. Being chronically online is not a healthy thing. It's not good for development at all, I can tell you that. As an example. Well, shit, I mean, I'm not bad guy. Hey, I'm not bad guy. My point is just that, like, it wasn't. Growing up was tough, man. Obviously, I'm here on the internet, right? But that's my point. If I'm gonna end up here on the internet, you got to make the best of what you're given. And I think right now, I mean, I'm just a regular average individual, and I encourage the average individuals. I try to interact in comments as much as I can. Like, I've never made my own content before, but the community that is YouTube, I mean, a global community. I don't think there's anything better like it on the face of the internet. To be honest with you, on the face of the planet, sure, whatever. Fuck me, I can't get a sentence out to save my life. Jesus Christ. Which one of these topics have I already discussed? I'm 8 minutes in. I don't want this to be any longer than, like, I don't know. I already told you my name. I told you why I'm. My reason for being here, to just summarize, is I want to be a part of the community. I want to be a part of the community. I want to participate. I want to be a source of optimism and positivity, and be something healthy for the community. I want to add to the community as a regular individual with just some ideas and hopes and dreams. Like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, participation is with in the modern world, in this day and age where we have supercomputers in our pocket, and whether you like it or not, cell phones. I know that's like it makes you sound fucking old, right? Smartphones are something that are even children can use in this day and age, right? But the honest to God truth is, when computers were invented, they'd fill up whole entire fucking rooms, and they weren't really good for shit except for printing out physical forms of records and things like that. Like look at the first computer, right? We'll say the first computer, the typewriter. It was meant to make the process of writing books and producing books on a large, massive scale even easier. Gnarly, come here, bud. I'm grateful not to live alone. I have my loyal peace companion, Gnarly. He is a cat, yes. He is indeed a cat. I do indeed have a cat that I take care of. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I ain't that, you know, I'm talking about good guys. Yeah, I know him. He's a good fellow. But in this day and age, participation. Sorry, I digress. Participation is basically free in this world. Your voice can be heard, even if you're a fucking crazy person like me. Your voice can be heard on the internet. It like, instead of standing on this is the soapbox. I might as well be a fucking crazy homeless person screaming about random shit on the corner. Which I might as well just do that. I do recommend participating in your local community more. Individuals, young men and women across the nation. As well. Let me just finish that thought by saying, with participation being as available as it is to us in this day and age, and community being fingertips away, I recommend it. I don't necessarily think that all forms of social media, I think I've already demonstrated that point. I don't necessarily enjoy nor agree with all forms of social media. However, I do think that YouTube is probably, YouTube's my pick. 100%. YouTube's my pick, without a doubt. If I want to be anywhere, be a part of any community, it's certainly this one. Hopefully this will be a place where I can help develop myself too. I want to improve as an individual, and hopefully this can help with my own discipline, and be a source, a good hobby, a positive thing for me to release my anxious energy into. Just a little bit more about me. A lot of my closest friends are dead. That's probably not a bomb I should drop so casually like that. But life goes on. Whether we like it or not, life goes on. And hopefully this could be a launching point or a springboard for a career. And I've always thought, I'm a big fan of cartoons, and maybe that's something I can talk about more in the future. Maybe these bits and dots are all ideas I'd like to elaborate more upon in the future, perhaps. And maybe I'll get evaluated by one of those hit piece channels like Too Lazy to Try or Podcast Cringe. Or that's when you know you made it. I mean, Christ. Or I like those. I was in the comments. Tangent. I was in the comments. And of course, the one time I do this, it starts raining. But I really want to record this raw. I think it makes for a good bit of ASMR. I think it's pleasant. I got microphones too. I spent a decent amount of, not a whole lot, a decent amount of money on a recording setup for this. A fucking poor man's recording setup, of course. I got these, and the only thing that I really like out of what I've spent money on was fucking free. It's a studio lamp with these studio lighting. Otherwise, this would look like I'm filming in fucking black and white. I've never lived in an apartment without yellow light bulbs. Christ fucking sakes. Recording YouTube videos in sepia. I'm not sure I like the microphone quality. I've done some trial and error things. I'm not sure I like the microphone quality, and maybe I'll use it in the future. They're lapel mics and shit like that. I don't even have headphones for audio feedback. I barely even have visual feedback. I can hardly tell. Like if I flip this around, I wouldn't even know where the fuck I'm at on camera. Who the fuck knows? I might be recording this lamp the whole time, and the corner of my head is just to the side. You know what? Let me not go into Murphy's Law, and let me count the ways of how this could fucking go wrong. Let me just be thankful that I've got enough wits to set this fucking Bush League setup up. And fuck, the audio is gonna come out how it's gonna go, and the editing and shit, man. I'm not even sure. I don't have a laptop yet. That's the goal here soon. I got other shit I gotta worry about. But the raw video is just my input, man. That's what I got for you. At the moment, I'm sorry. I hope the rain is a nice touch. I'm sorry. I'm getting way off track. I'm hoping to use this platform as a way to help develop myself in a more positive and healthy way. And to use this as more of a healthy outlet for my angst, I suppose. And to turn this into something, you have to take a lot of that. A lot of us are wound up real tight these days, and you gotta, just like a spring, eventually load is applied to pressure and physics happens, right? That's when people snap, we'll say. Which is like ominous and terrifying. I don't mean to talk like that. I'm saying we all need somebody to talk to. Being alone is not good. Now, of course, I go to work. I am social. I'm not actually a psychopath. You know what I mean? But that being said, there's, I carry some baggage with me. It's tough sometimes in the quiet and the dark. And maybe I might possess the qualities to assuage others like myself who find similar struggle in those moments. And maybe I could be a good example, hopefully. And as well, too, let me say, my line of work right now, I'm actually a chef. I've been cooking in restaurants for going on... Oh. There's a cut. I've been working as a restaurant chef for going on seven and a half years now, coming up. I've come a long way. The driving force behind that was my best friend who's passed away. Rest his soul. His name was Young. I think of him every day, and I remember him dearly. And he's the reason that I still am, I don't know, pursuing's the word, but he's the reason I still find my career in the kitchen. I'm a young journeyman chef, will say. I've been on menus, and I've made recipes, and yeah, I can cook. And I like the idea of learning new cooking techniques. I'm always open to learn new things, first of all, as we all should be. I recommend that as well. Learn 2 new things and drink a cup of water in the morning. Hopefully, or at least I'm sure I can figure out some type of way. I see cooking, I love cooking videos. Talk more about the kind of YouTube videos I like watching in another video, right? Because this is coming up on way too long. But for instance, let me put it like this, right? This is about as close to the concept as I'm going for in a rough cut version. In a more professional setting with my vision implemented, it might come across differently than this. Perhaps even higher quality. But like I said, I'd like to dabble in cooking videos perhaps in the future as well. Perhaps there will be more room for personal topics and learning more about myself in the future. For now, I am friendly here. So goals for the future, cooking videos as well. I would like to, I have a lot of friends that are musicians, and I do play poorly a few instruments. I'm versed enough in music. Music was something I learned. I got the pleasure of learning younger as a child. I didn't appreciate it enough, as I should have, but it's something that I'd like to spend more of my time doing now. And something I'd certainly like to incorporate into something perhaps I can make in this channel into. That being said, cheers, friends, family, loved ones. My name is Bobby Sinatra. I appreciate you spending your time listening to me, receiving me. I pray for your return and safe travels. It's been my pleasure. I hope this message reaches you safely.